What's going on? Oh my goodness. I forgot I shaved last night. And the reason I'm Matt with Sozinthi, by the way. And the reason why I'm baby faced is because I went to trim and butchered it. Just butchered it. Sad, sad day. Sad, sad day. But welcome to Bible study for August 29th. I need to adjust my camera just a little bit. Move over. It'll be easier if I move over. Because I moved everything over. There we go. I'm all kerfuffled, man. My phone was dead. The camera / my phone was dead. And but it was a good weekend, right? Bengals won. All right, for that. Steelers won. And I forgot I have an episode of Game of Thrones to watch from last night. Okay, no, we're not doing that. That's too whack. But we're gonna go ahead and just jump into Bible study. So if I look weird, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're gonna be in Mark 5, and we're gonna read 1 through 20, if I can get this going. I'll be better at this. I should create a button to share to Facebook and all that stuff. There we go. Perfect. Kid stuff was all over my desk. I had my desk all clean. Nothing but kids' toys and books and paperwork. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, let's jump into it. Jesus be with us this morning. Mark 5, 1 through 20. So they arrived. I can't see that. There we go. So they arrived at the other side of the lake in the region of the Gerasenes. Here's the thing about when you're reading the Bible. If you're not smart like I am, if you're not a theologian, a Bible scholar, you just look at the word, and in this case, Gerasenes, and you just take your best shot at it. I don't actually know what this word is, but we're going to go with Gerasenes. Just take your best shot. It'll be okay. No one really knows anyways. When Jesus climbed out of the boat, a man possessed by an evil spirit came out from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the burial caves and could no longer be restrained, even with a chain. Whenever he was put in the chains and shackles, as he often was, he snapped the chains from his wrist and smashed the shackles. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Day and night he wandered among the burial caves and in the hills, howling and cutting himself with sharp stones. When Jesus was still some distance away, the man saw him, ran to meet him, and bowed low before him. With a shriek, he screamed, "Why are you interfering with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? In the name of God, I beg you, don't torture me." For Jesus had already said to the spirit, "Come out of the man, you evil spirit." Then Jesus demanded, "What is your name?" And he replied, "My name is Legion, because there are many of us inside the man." Then the evil spirits begged him again and again not to send them to some distant place. There happened to be a large herd of pigs feeding on the hillside nearby. "Send us into those pigs," the spirits begged. "Let's enter them." So Jesus gave them permission. The evil spirits came out of the man and entered the pigs, and the entire herd of about 2,000 pigs plunged down the steep hillside into the lake and drowned in the water. Their herdsmen fled to the nearby town and the surrounding countryside, spreading the news as they ran. People rushed out to see what had happened, and a crowd soon gathered around Jesus, and they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons. He was sitting there fully clothed and perfectly sane, and they were all afraid. Then those who had seen what happened told the others about the demon-possessed man and the pigs, and the crowd began pleading with Jesus to go away and leave them alone. As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. Jesus said, "No, go home to your family and tell them everything the Lord has done for you and how merciful he has been." And so the man started off to visit the 10 towns of that region and began to proclaim the great things Jesus had done for him. And everyone was amazed at what he told them. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. It was a viral video maybe a couple months ago, but someone took Apple's iMessage and the face recognition and put the pig mask overlay, and they did this story, and they were like, "Girl, I was a pig and I got out of there," and blah, blah, blah. It was funny in the video. I can't do it, but as soon as I saw this was that same story that had me cracking up just a little bit. There's a couple things that it's interesting. There's a couple things that I noticed as on first read. I'm gonna read this one again today because I have a lot of questions. You should come away in Bible study. You should come away with questions. Because you should just have questions in Bible study, because like for example, let me go back to this. The obvious question, I'm gonna go all the way down to 20. Is like I think it's weird that and it's not really a question. I guess it's the observation. It's really weird that the people was like, "Get out of here, Jesus!" Like, be gone. Like, that's weird. Like they heal a man. Oh, and the other one question is like, why were they afraid? Like, this guy was demon possessed and he's chill now. Why are you afraid? Like, that's a question that I don't know. That's weird to me. But as we do Bible study, what does this passage tell you about God, about Jesus, and about his plan? There's a lot in here. My first thought is he's demon possessed. He comes over. Where is it? Verse 6. When Jesus was still some distance away, the man saw him, ran to meet him, and bowed low before him. With a shriek, he screamed, "Why are you interfering with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? In the name of God, I beg you, don't torture me." Like, that's a huge indicator of a further, like I would go to a further Bible study into that. Why did the demon possessed man, who is possessed not just by a demon but many demons, why what would make the demons bow low and make them run to Jesus? If that doesn't show that Jesus is something different. And I would ask the question, who was with Jesus that saw this? That, like, obviously the people there, but were, like, I would check the context of 4. I would look at more into the end of 4. I would look more into the latter half of 5:21 through the rest. I would look to see like what disciples were there and what they thought of this, because they're in the Bible, the disciples throughout the Gospels, their whole journey is learning about who Jesus is They believe him one minute, they doubt him another. They believe him one scene, they doubt him another scene. And it's that over and over and over again. So I'd be curious to see, because it doesn't say, not that I can recall from reading it, it doesn't say explicitly like who was with him. So I'd be curious to be like, all right, is it unwritten and who's there? That would be another further study. The next question would be, what does this say about humans? And my response, if I'm studying this more, my response to search and look for would be more into the people that saw the demon-possessed man. I don't really care about the demon-possessed man that much. But my thoughts and things like that would go into the demon-possessed man and be like, or not, I'm sorry, the townspeople who saw that and was like, yo, that's crazy. If you're in, oh, look at that, my boy Iva in the chat. I just checked the chat. I need this to pop out because I can't see what it says. Iva Duran in the chat says, this ain't, oh my gosh, this ain't working for me, bro. Iva says, I just found that interesting that demons would recognize who he is even from distance. Would it be all the disciples who were in the boat with him in Mark 4? What's up? I don't know. I would think my thought would be probably that it would be all the disciples who were in the boat with him in Mark 4. The disciples were also, let's go back to Mark 4. The disciples were absolutely terrified. Who is this man? They asked each other. Even the wind and waves obey him. And this was last week. So this was Friday's Bible study. So if you're watching this, go find the August 28th, 27th, 26th Bible study. And okay, so they arrived stupid. So they arrived at the other side of the lake. So who would be with them? All the disciples. And all the disciples saw this. And all the disciples that were with him in the boat then, because when Jesus climbed out of the boat, even in that, see, this is why. So what this is Discovery Bible Study. This is dbsguide.org. So if you're and the Discovery Bible Study is a great way that allows new people, not only new people to the faith, old people who are Christian, have been Christian for a long time, people who are friendly to the gospel, so they may not be a Christian, but they're interested, they want to investigate Jesus. A Discovery Bible Study is a great way to, also Q Place is very, very similar. Those are two great, if you're looking to start Bible study with other people, those are two great resources for you. Discovery Bible Study and Q Place. I'm using Discovery Bible Study, but I totally skipped over this. It did not hit me when I first read it. So they arrived at the side of the lake in the region of, and then what I said earlier, Gerasenes. And then it says, when Jesus climbed out of the boat, a man possessed by an evil spirit came out from the tombs to meet him. So I was thinking originally that Jesus had got out of the boat. He was walking to wherever he was going. And on his way, he's somehow in the tombs, but he's not. This says a man possessed by an evil spirit came out from the tomb to meet him. So this guy came to the boat where they're at. So they're out in the open. They saw this. Okay, so that answers that question. Shout out Iva Duran. Thank you. If you need to hit some dope music, go look up Iva Joe on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen to music. Good friend of mine makes dope music. We should turn that into a billboard. Listen to Iva Joe everywhere. Good friend of mine makes dope music. Or that's an album name. I'm just saying. I'm glad I got the chat working because Oh, I don't want to do that. Jeez, oh man. We'll just leave it out. Okay, perfect. All right. So what I was saying, Discovery Bible Study. The questions are always, what does this say about God, Jesus, and his plan? What does it say about humans? And the next question is reflecting on it, reflecting on this passage. What am I doing well? And so if you go back, my first thought, am I being like the demon-possessed man in the sense of running towards Jesus, bowing low, and confessing sin? Right? He doesn't really confess sin. He's like, he says, why are you interfering with me? I'm saying, my thought process is, am I confessing sin? Is that what I'm doing? Am I doing that well? So that would be my question to you. Leave it in the chat. What are you doing well according to this passage? Are you confessing your sins well? Is that something you take away? Is there something else you're taking away? And then what do I need to change? That's the next one. What am I doing well? What do I need to change? The old ancient practice of confession of sins is a huge one. In the Catholic faith, they confess sins. I grew up Romanian Orthodox. We would do confession of sins. Our church didn't do it like private in like the stereotypical Catholic box. I don't know if every Catholic church, I've never been to a Catholic church. I don't know if that's like typical, if every church has that confessional booth. Our church, we didn't have like a confessional booth. Like it was just you were kneeling up front at the little prayer thingy next to one of the icons. And so the priest was next to you and asking questions, and you confess sins. And that could be something that Christians, and I just read this. This is a fascinating story. I'm going a little off topic here, but I mean, it's crazy. Matt Chandler of the Village Church in Dallas, Texas, resigned as pastor because he had inappropriate conversations with a woman who wasn't his wife. And when I read this, it wasn't anything crazy. It says the relationship was not sexual or romantic, but the Chandler told his church, but the elders believe the frequent and familiar direct messages exchanged over Instagram were unguarded, unwise, revealed something unhealthy in me. So his wife knew about the messages. This woman knew, obviously her husband knew about the messages. And the story is that her friend, the woman's friend, confronted him, said, hey, this is a little bit crossing the lines. It might have been some probably some crude jokes and stuff like that. So we prayed for Matt Chandler, and shout out to Matt Chandler for like really being like it wasn't like, again, it wasn't like a big scandal like you've seen with like the alleged, I think I have to say alleged, like with Ravi Zacharias and things like that. Like nothing like that. It's not a Deshaun Watson thing like that or anything like allegedly. Nothing like that. Just crude jokes. And he's like, yo, like, I'm going to take this woman confronted me. I'll take her serious. I'm going to go to, I'm going to take this to my elders. The elders looked through. They were like, yeah, there's some stuff that's concerning here. And so that's crazy. But that is confession of sin, and that's huge. And he's now going to have to deal with the repercussions, stepping down, all that thing, the church. So just pray for that whole situation. But that is wild. I got that sent to me yesterday, and that's crazy. Also, but what I'm doing well, on Friday, I don't know if y'all heard it. Go listen to DJ Khaled's God Did use this gospel, the remix with Kanye West and Eminem. If you could told 12-year-old me that the writer and rapper of Chick Please 2 and Chick I'ma Kill You and I'm popping pills and everything else, like if you told me Eminem, if you told me Eminem would be rapping about Jesus one day, I'd be like, yeah, if Eminem raps about Jesus, I'll give you $1 billion. 12-year-old Matt would have to give you $1 billion. I would never believe it. Never. So God's doing some crazy stuff, like, and that's what the Holy Spirit is. That's what the gospel is. There is some messaging in the song about him confessing and putting faith in Jesus. It's dope. I think it's a cool thing. So shout out to Eminem. Shout out to Matt Chandler. Being different. Just saying. I really hate that I shaved. Ugh, I will never do this again. I just catch myself it's terrible. And lastly, who needs to hear this story? That's always the takeaway. Who needs to hear the story? So when you, like, if you're not sharing about what God is revealing to you, like, you're missing a huge, like, section of what it means to be a Christian. It's Monday. Most people go to church on Sunday. You could be talking about with the preacher, with the pastor, whoever, what they preached on. If you got your own personal Bible study, tell people about what God is revealing to you. Like, that's huge. So what would you share in this that you could then say, hey, and this morning in Mark 5, God revealed to me this. Jesus, the Holy Spirit revealed to me this. And that's something big to do. So I would encourage you to be able to share what's going on. But anyways, if you're in Cincinnati, this upcoming Wednesday, my wife and I, Kristen, so Cincy, we are hosting part 3 of our evangelism training at Peace Baptist Church, 652 Rockdale Avenue. If you're in Cincinnati, we'd love to come out. We'd love to have you. What else? Oh, be sure, since you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Help us out. We're still trying to get our goal of 1,000 subscribers. I don't think we're anywhere close, but that's okay. We're continually working at it. I think we're around like 41 subscribers, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with 41 subscribers. I want to get to 1,000 so I can change from user 5732 to be just @SoCincy. So help us out. Do us a solid. Hit the subscribe button. And then you can also find us everywhere on social media. That's not important. @SoCincy. I don't care about that. I don't care if you follow us on Twitter. I don't care if you follow us on Facebook. Just hit the subscribe button. And we are here for Bible study every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Tonight, over on Instagram, @SoCincy. Questions that need answers with a special guest. I'm excited. So we're going to have a Ask a Pastor edition of Questions That Need Answers. I'm Matt. I'm your host. Thank you so much. Love you. Appreciate you. Have a great week. Have a great day at work.